welcome back. It's another day and we are looking at Hcmc. So as we all know, yesterday was a day which was much anticipated, people looking towards yesterday thinking that the share price is going to pop. I think that is understandable to an extent, but I was looking at some forums last night, of course towards the end of session, if not actually towards the end of the day, and I was seeing estimates for the next day of open at about 0.002, and I was thinking at the time that was a bit too high, but again we are seeing a bit of motion today with Hcmc so far. Unfortunately, so far it is to the downside. 5 days is actually up now. We can see we are up by a very small amount, actually 0%, so things pretty neutral. At this high we were up though by about 6%, so again things aren't necessarily moving up, but they are flattening themselves out. And if we do have a quick look over here at the candlestick charts, we can see that things are picking themselves up from that dip. So a lot is going on now with Hcmc. I'm giving you all of my personal opinions in this video. Do remember it's only just my personal opinions and nothing else. Obviously I'm not a financial advisor and I'm not guaranteed to be right. Just remember that. It's just what I personally think based on what has been going on. I do recommend that you watch many other videos on YouTube from other people, and of course look at sources like Reddit, look at the actual Pacer Monitor files yourself and distinguish what you want to see and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, now I've mentioned that, let us jump into this one looking at Hcmc. So we're going to start off with the share price of the past 5 days. Well, we have seen quite a lot of anticipation in the past 2 or 3 days around the date, which is the 22nd of March. So when we do have a quick look down here to the 22nd, we can see that actually we had this certificate of interested persons by Healthier Choices Management Corp, and actually a response in opposition to RE31 motion to dismiss for failure to state a claim filed by Hcmc. So that is some important information which people were looking towards. Now, if there's one thing that we learned in last night's episode is that I am obviously not a law expert, and I'm not necessarily, qualified to talk about all of this. And once more, there are lawyers on YouTube who do discuss this one, so I recommend that you look at their version of explaining things. But again, a lot of hype was around yesterday, people really ambitious about where the share price was going. Overly, in my opinion, it was a bit too ambitious. People saying that it's going to pop up to 0.002 overnight. I think that's just not going to happen. I think going forwards, that's not going to happen in the next week or so. So people who are anticipating that, I don't think it's going to go that high. Now, something that I want to address which really got on my nerves yesterday is somebody in the comment section said that I saw this one going to $8. Guys, if you've watched more than 10 seconds of more than one of my videos, you will know I have never said this stock is going to $8. In fact, I said the absolute opposite in last night's episode. I said if the publicly traded share volume is over 100 billion, which it is, how is this company going to get to $8? It would make it an $800 billion company. So to somebody who said that, I don't know what they were talking about, but there we go. But again, let's get back to reality and look at what we have been seeing. Well, we are seeing some decent action in the past 2 or 3 days, even though the share price hasn't moved by much. The volume has been stepping up since its low point here. Volume the other day of over 4 billion, so 4.28 billion. Yesterday it was around the 2 billion mark, and today so far it is around the 2.04 billion mark so far. And again, it is quite early in the day, and that is worth noting. But yeah, volume is stepping up. The share price isn't necessarily moving by too much, and I have seen people commenting on why is the volume so high and the share price not really moving. Well, again, like I have said, there is a large amount of shares for Hcmc, so a volume of 2,000 might sound like a large amount, but obviously in relation to the amount of shares that they actually have, it isn't too significant. But right now where we stand, I think we're in a very good position. I think Hcmc at the moment is getting a lot of people questioning whether it is or is not a good stock to buy. I think we definitely do need to, reiterate what I have said in many a previous video. One, there is no guarantee that this stock is going to explode. It is a penny stock and it does have a good potential, don't get me wrong, but obviously there's no guarantee that it's going to pop off. The majority of penny stocks do fail. In my eyes, for where this one stands, it is very cheap and it does have potential going forwards. I definitely do see that on the table right now for Hcmc, but I think if you are looking to get big profits with Hcmc, we need to wait until at least the 16th of April. So if we look on Pacer Monitor again, we can see 16th of April is when Philip Morris products have to file their reply. So that is going to be the first date in this process. Again, if we do get a settlement, that will be fantastic. Not guaranteed. If we don't get a settlement, this could take years to, unfold and unravel and see what happens in that time. So again, Hcmc today, it is down. That is kind of disappointing. I wasn't expecting it to explode today, but I could see the share price being up by a small amount. I would love to have seen that. But I think with Hcmc, a lot of people are a bit too hyped around this stock. I just think that's a little bit too ambitious with what they expect to see for Hcmc. I think the company is good. I think long term, we do have that potential to see the share price explode. I've spoken about the potential of this one, possibly hitting $1, and if it was to hit $1, we would need a massive share buyback. So, Hcmc does have that potential going forwards, but it is still a risky stock, and I think you do need to remember that. I can see this one trading fairly dead going forwards up until the 16th of April at least, and again, if we get some settlement or some kind of thing in Hcmc's favour in regards to the legal lawsuit that is going on at the moment, we could have a good stock here. But of course, this one is a bit of a buy and hold. In my eyes, it is a long-term investment, and if you think that Hcmc is going to make you a millionaire overnight, or perhaps even a millionaire at all, I wouldn't aspire for goals like that. I think Hcmc could definitely be a largely growing stock. It could see big growth, but I think it is going to happen over the more long-term period. So again, I do own Hcmc. I have about 840,000 shares, so I do have quite a lot, but I only bought that many because that is the amount that I'm willing to lose in a worst case scenario. Because like I have mentioned many times, there is no guarantee that this share price is going to pop off. But yeah, the stock is quite flat today. I think there is still quite a lot of volume in it, as we have seen it has been moving all over the place, quite volatile. But overall, I still do see good things for this one, but I think it will take a few months to unravel, and we will see the share price potentially rise in that time. Anyway, I'm just bringing you a short one looking at what we have seen so far, because we have seen that news come out late last night. Obviously, it is here if you do want to have a read of it. So yeah, that came out late last night, and a lot of people were ambitious going forwards into today. But once more, if you are looking for Hcmc, I don't think it's going to be a company that explodes overnight, and even if it was to explode, I would definitely keep a low estimate on this one. But yeah, I'm giving you what we actually saw later tonight. I'm going to be, doing another update, talk about what we have seen throughout the day. But you guys did seem to love the one midday yesterday, so I thought I'd bring you another quick video looking at how the share was actually moving, in the earlier part of the session. So there we go, and that is the news that we have. Again, this one was a rather quick video, so I'm sorry if I rush through anything. Hopefully we'll do it in a bit more detail later, but thank you for joining me for this quick one. I'll see you all this evening. Goodbye until then.